Have you ever questioned what you were taught about money? Most of us inherit our beliefs from parents and teachers, rarely stopping to ask if those lessons help or hold us back. Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki challenges everything we think we know about wealth. It's not a dry finance manual. It's a story of two fathers with radically different views on money. One dad, Kiyosaki's own, was a well-educated government employee who valued job security. The other, his best friend's father, was a self-made entrepreneur who never finished 8th grade but became one of Hawaii's wealthiest men. Their advice clashed. One warned, "The love of money is the root of all evil," while the other insisted, "The lack of money is the root of all evil." One said, "Study hard to get a good job." The other, "Study hard to buy a company." These conflicting messages forced young Robert to choose not just who to listen to, but what kind of life to build. The book challenges the classic path. Go to school, get good grades, find a safe job, and climb the corporate ladder. Kiyosaki, through his rich dad, calls this the rat race, a cycle that keeps most people stuck. Instead, he offers a new mindset. Break free, think like the rich, and pursue true financial freedom. To understand the book, you have to understand the two dads. Poor Dad, Robert's biological father, was a respected academic with a steady paycheck, but he struggled financially his whole life. He believed in job security, pensions, and avoiding risk. Money to him was something to fear or ignore. Despite his education, he worked for money and lived paycheck to paycheck. Rich Dad, in contrast, was an entrepreneur and investor. He saw money as a tool and believed in owning assets that generated income. He taught Robert that the most dangerous words are, "I can't afford it." Instead, ask, "How can I afford it?" Rich Dad's lessons were unconventional. He valued financial education over academic degrees. He taught Robert to make money work for him, not the other way around. This difference in mindset is why Rich Dad built wealth, while Poor Dad remained stuck. The book is a study in these two philosophies, and the results they produce. Rich Dad's first lesson. The rich don't work for money. Most people trade time for a paycheck, but this keeps them trapped. If they stop working, the money stops. To teach this, Rich Dad had Robert and Mike work in his store for 10 cents an hour. Frustrated, they wanted to quit. Rich Dad explained, "Fear of not having money keeps people in jobs, and desire for more makes them spend what they earn, trapping them in the rat race. The alternative? Make money work for you by owning assets that generate income, even when you're not working." After their lesson, the boys stopped focusing on wages and started looking for opportunities. They noticed the store threw away old comic books, so they created a comic book library, charging kids admission. Suddenly, they weren't working for money. They'd built a small business that earned money for them. This was their first taste of financial freedom. The lesson: escape the cycle of trading time for money by building assets. The rich focus on creating income streams that work around the clock. It's a mindset shift that changes everything. That's the secret to building wealth. Rich Dad's next lesson. Financial literacy is essential. It's not how much you make, but how much you keep and how you manage it. Poor Dad was highly educated, but financially illiterate. He didn't know how to read a financial statement or distinguish assets from liabilities. Rich Dad insisted, learn the language of money. The two key skills? Accounting and investing. Accounting lets you see the true story behind the numbers. Investing is about making your money grow. Without these skills, you're financially blind, relying on others for advice. Our schools teach us to work for money, but not how money works. This leaves most people vulnerable, dependent on jobs, and unprepared for setbacks. Rich Dad's call to action: take charge of your financial education. Read, learn, and never stop. Financial literacy is the foundation of wealth. Don't trust your future to luck or others. Build your own knowledge. The more you know, the more control you have. Your financial well-being depends on it. The heart of Rich Dad's teaching is simple. Know the difference between an asset and a liability, and buy assets. An asset puts money in your pocket. A liability takes money out. The rich buy assets: rental properties, stocks, intellectual property. The poor and middle class buy liabilities they think are assets. The book's most controversial point: your house is not an asset if it doesn't generate income. For most, it's a liability. Mortgage, taxes, repairs, all drain cash. The rich own houses that pay them. rental properties. The poor spend everything on necessities. The middle class buys liabilities like cars and homes, mistaking them for assets, and end up working harder to pay for them. The rich build a strong asset column, letting their assets pay for their luxuries. Instead of buying a car on credit, the rich buy an asset first, then use its income to buy the car. It's not about deprivation. It's about building a financial engine that funds your lifestyle. This shift in thinking is what separates the wealthy from everyone else. Focus on assets, not appearances. Build your foundation before your luxuries. That's how wealth is created. Rich Dad's third lesson: mind your own business. This isn't about being rude, it's about building your own asset column, not just working for someone else. Your profession pays the bills, but your business is what you own that generates income. Real estate, stocks, intellectual property, or a side hustle. Most people spend their lives making their employers rich, neglecting their own financial future. Kiyosaki encourages you to keep your job, but start building assets on the side. The goal: create a business strong enough to support you, independent of your paycheck. Every extra dollar should go toward acquiring assets, not increasing expenses. Avoid lifestyle creep. Don't spend more just because you earn more. See yourself as the CEO of your financial life. Building wealth is a long-term process, not a get-rich-quick scheme. It takes discipline and patience. By minding your own business, you take control of your future. That's the path to financial independence. Rich Dad also taught Robert about taxes and corporations, a lesson most people never learn. Taxes were meant to target the rich, but now hit the middle class and poor hardest. Employees earn, pay taxes, then spend what's left. The rich, using corporations, earn, spend, then pay taxes on what remains. Corporations are legal entities that allow the wealthy to deduct business expenses before taxes, keeping more of their money working for them. This isn't tax evasion. It's smart, legal tax avoidance. The rich hire experts to help them navigate the system. Financial intelligence means knowing the rules and using them to your advantage. Understanding corporations and taxes accelerates wealth creation. The lesson: keep learning and surround yourself with smart advisors. The more you know, the more you keep. The rich don't just find opportunities, they invent them. They use financial intelligence and creativity to create value where others see problems. Kiyosaki shares stories of buying undervalued real estate, fixing it up, and turning it into income, using knowledge, not just cash. The average person waits for luck. The rich create their own luck by acting boldly and learning from failure. Winners aren't afraid to lose. They see every setback as a lesson. Inventing money is about developing your financial genius and seeing the world through a lens of opportunity. It's about being bold, thinking outside the box, and constantly learning. When you understand accounting, investing, and the law, you can structure deals others can't even see. You become a creator of value, not just a participant. The rich invent money by combining knowledge, creativity, and action. That's how new wealth is made. The core message of Rich Dad. Poor Dad is simple. Your financial destiny is shaped by your mindset and daily choices, not your paycheck or the economy. You can follow Poor Dad's path: hard work, job security, and struggle. Or Rich Dad's path: financial education, risk-taking, and asset building. The book's lessons are practical. Stop working for money, make money work for you, and focus on acquiring assets. Mind your own business, build your asset column, and learn how the system works. Reflect: are your beliefs about money helping or hurting you? Are you building assets or just accumulating liabilities? The power to change your future lies in your next decision, your next book, your next step. If these ideas resonate, pick up Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and dive deeper. The journey to financial freedom starts with a single step. Keep learning, keep questioning, and keep building. Your financial education and your future never ends.